pledge with love and loyalty to be country salute. My how we there, my how we born. We sweet, sweet salute. We not for make this country fall. Mama salute.
Sierra Leone's path toward bridging social gaps and fostering trust presents a valuable lesson for West Africa in addressing the polarizing effects of identity in politics and economics. By embracing new beliefs and perceptions that prioritize collective emancipation, the nation can tackle the systemic exclusivity that often divides rural and grassroots communities from national decision-making processes. Bridging the polarization of identities, whether political, ethnic, or economic, is essential for fostering unity. Historical divisions rooted in identity, politics, and unequal economic structures have created a climate of mistrust which perpetuates societal fragmentation. By promoting dialogue and equitable representation across all identities, Sierra Leone can cultivate a shared sense of national purpose. This requires reimagining political system to be more inclusive, ensuring that marginalized voices, especially from rural areas, have meaningful participation in governance and policy making. Economically, reducing identity-driven disparities is crucial. Efforts must focus on expanding access to resources such as education, healthcare, and economic opportunities for underserved communities. Policies that decentralize economic power and prioritize rural development can help bridge the wealth gap and create a more inclusive class system, fostering trust and solidarity between different socio-economic groups. At the grassroots level, empowering communities to actively participate in shaping their futures strengthens collective engagement. This approach not only addresses immediate inequities but also fosters long-term societal cohesion by reducing identity-based polarization. The cultivation of new inclusive beliefs and practices can transform Sierra Leone into a model of unity and shared progress. By prioritizing inclusivity and addressing the polarizing forces of identity in politics and economics, Sierra Leone offers a blueprint for West Africa to embrace shared prosperity and empower citizens at every level of society.
Yes, fumble them. Una good evening, good afternoon, good day. Afuman in a PR second no. Bodesia and Ebla Gele. Diana Kawiena. Mon frère, le français. Bonsoir. Comment ça va? Ça va bien? Today, we can talk about education. Education, one thing we don't get a lot of lip service, but nothing doing. There are a lot of assumptions in education we're not right. First and foremost, we get a wrong notion about what in education means. We feel say education now for learn something with somebody they bring can give. No, not to say education day. Education is develop your skills and talents within your culture, your tradition, and your community. Take from other technologies and concepts, use them locally for build yourself up. the type of education where a country they provide for its citizens. It go a long way for determine how fast that country they develop. I will repeat this. The type of education where a country they provide for its citizens. It go a long way for determine how fast that country can develop. What do I mean by this? Education is not about learning to speak a foreign language. It's not about learning about Albert Einstein, Napoleon Bonaparte, Aristotle, Plato, etc. That's not education. That's learning. You dey learn something for make you get the knowledge. Education are the end product of everything we dey learn throughout your life and how you able to use them. I will repeat them. Education now the end product of everything we dey learn throughout your life and how you able to use them. If you learn something, you're able to use them for profit. If you're not able to use them for develop yourself, you're not able to use them for develop your community, then not to education. Now something Sabina yield. Education, not for the individual, but for the community. Because the human resource, mortal man, the human resource, are the most important resource anywhere on earth. Without them, nothing happens. Let's imagine the whole world, everybody disappear. All the diamond and gold and oil go left side and they. Let's imagine the whole world, nobody now get the skills for mine oil, mine gold, mine diamond, turn them into jewelry, turn the diamond into something else where they go use jewelry, machine parts, etc., etc. Then that diamond they don't mean nothing. To 1929, diamonds na Sierra Leone people them they take them, then they make look gone. Yes, Botswana always had diamonds, but the people did not know it was diamond. Then they use them for decorate the house. So education, the role of education is for give the knowledge and the skill for able to use what you get. Because like Botswana, if they're not been getting knowledge, if nobody not been good there, we know what diamond, they're not getting knowledge. They're not say this is diamond. Let us see how we can make profit from it. Botswana not go get profit from diamonds because today, and they get 50% profit of all the diamonds that they come on at the country because then get the knowledge and then try for use the knowledge for benefit themselves and their country. We get diamonds where they don't begin mine from 1930 up to date. What has diamonds contributed to Sierra Leone? Because we not get the knowledge, then we not get the education for tell we say these resources we for use them for we benefit. So all the education they talk about in Sierra Leone, we get for revisit them. And the first thing we're going to say, and I'm saying it today, whatever I'm saying here today, I am saying it professionally. I'm a professional teacher and educator. We train not only for teaching a classroom, get the ability for map out educational policies because I understand what he mean and how it will impact every sector of society and the human resource. The first thing we'll get for admit in Sierra Leone, whether we like it or not, that's the hard fact. We have never had development-friendly education in Sierra Leone. Up to this day, we not get them. What you would they do in Sierra Leone are copycatting. All the education we they get in Sierra Leone, now few people they able use them, and even if then they use them, now at the primary stage of the harnessing of resources. That man go tell you say na trained geologist, they work in a mining company. Yes, they work there. But after they mine the mineral, what next? Will they export and go to other country? Because we type of education we'll get not geared towards harnessing with resources and utilizing it within we country for export them. We'll not get the skills. That they don't know. But you not get the skills. The type of education, now more of academic stuff, theories, whether they go be lawyer, whether they go be conflict resolution member, or whatever he call himself. And that cannot help us develop. As a matter of fact, what we see in Sierra Leone today is an overproduction of certain areas where literally not get much for do with resource conversion into goods and services. That's our biggest problem. And because of that type of education, we get a situation where you have too many certified people running after very few jobs. And that is the very root of corruption in our country. Yes, corruption is not a political problem, it's a sociological problem. Corruption is due to the fact that we have a situation wherein, because many people want jobs, there are few jobs, patronage becomes the order of the day. You get for go label, let them give you job. Woman, then go force them into doing what they don't want to do for make them get jobs. That's where corruption starts. And when you go into the job, because of the patronage system, you get for the pay rent to you patrons. And if you wage not enough for that, you get for do something for get that money. You see, when we talk about the issues here, let we look beyond the political lens, because that's what we do all the time. Yes, something is wrong with the political system. A lot is wrong with the political system. But where did it originate from? If we don't go where it originated from and try to correct some of these issues, these problems will continue until thy kingdom come. And the worst thing about them is, as generations they pass, people see it as normal, it becomes a culture, and those who think it's not right, they become the victim of society. Let us sit down and consider the problem of Sierra Leone has very deep roots with the type of education that is given in Sierra Leone. The type of education, one, does not train much skilled labor. to the few people who are fortunate to go to higher levels with that education. They would either have to run to go and work in somebody else's country and do very well in those countries than work in Sierra Leone because the resources are not there for them to work. Or if they are working there, then therefore be part of a cabal. That cabal will control the patronage systems. And of course, we all know it's no gainsay. With political parties, there are more of cabals than institutions of social change. This is the problem we have. The education is so tight-knit. And as a matter of fact, the value in terms of skills and talent development is very small. That's why most times we will see situations of having round pegs in square holes because we don't have people training to fit some of these jobs to this patronage system, not care whether the correct person there who pays to the patron gets the job. Why and how did this happen? First and foremost, we therefore recognize, say, we education as Sierra Leone up to 1906 was privatized. Yes, the British had nothing to do with education. It was the missions that ran education, and they did it as private entities. If there was ever a national curriculum, it came after 1906. Education was privatized, and up to this date, the privatized mentality now they prevail in Sierra Leone. That's why a lot of people go all over the place making noise about their schools. Being a old boy of this, being a old boy of that. Well, an old boy of every school in Sierra Leone. We all are old boy of every school in Sierra Leone. Because as far as Sierra Leone is now, there is a national policy and a national curriculum we make say every school forgo the same curriculum. Every school, they produce teachers trained by the same institutions in Sierra Leone. So if we still talk about this school good past Dandy, something is wrong with our heads. We are deeply colonized. 1980, where Bob Marley been sing na Harare, na the stadium na Snakes Park say, emancipate yourself from mental slavery. We have still not done that in Sierra Leone. Now left for the beat about the bush, the blame would not for blame. The problem is with all of us, especially us who are educated. We not sit down and look at the issues. We sit down for create trouble and blame the offend quick fix. We know the work. With type of education, still they reflect how colonized we are. Because we still don't understand it, say, education is not about the certificate or the qualification. It's about your ability to apply what is learned, to create goods and services that can contribute to the wealth of the nation. One thing that is completely absent from the Sierra Leone education is that we not get any way where education they train we for use with local resources. We will gladly import things that were made from traditional industries that have been modernized than develop ours. I'll give you a case in point. Now, everybody has a keke in West Africa. In Sierra Leone, it's like having keke is business. But have we sat down to look at keke? Keke na rickshaw. Indians had it during the colonial days when they start them with like omolanke, then put seats, possibly they walk by foot. Most of them are the outcast Indians, they will be the waka barefoot. They go this thing, they carry the middle and upper class Indians. Then they came, they attach bicycle to it. Now they don't put small engine panel. Ebo, what do education do for we? Now we gladly they import them thing and bluff. I get 6 keke. I get 10 keke. Are we really thinking in Sierra Leone? Now see the whole day. On social media, they cause effects. If we say now people that they do, we really get to sit down and ask the necessary questions. How much benefit is the type of education given in Sierra Leone has for the country? Education, first and foremost, therefore be tailored for suit the development of the country. Cuba does not have any mineral. But Cuba has the highest level of literacy on earth. They get some of the best trained medical officers where you go see and other things. How did they do it? Because they tailored their education to suit their developmental needs. South Korea not get minerals. 1961, we get independence as a stable country. South Korea was a broken nation, just coming from the Korean War. They tailored their education to suit their developmental needs. From 1965-66, they started taking off. Today, we go bigger to them and can build city all for it. India, after they get independence, then do a whole overhaul of the educational system. A wholesale overhaul. Because they also were under the British. They're not been different from we. Even though they get independence earlier than Sierra Leone, they were also under the British. The same mess what the British do in Sierra Leone, now Indian do in India. But the Indians were smart enough for overhaul that thing there, then come with laws them and policies which change the situation. 1961 we get independence, now India passed a law for national apprenticeship. What's in that law? That law say anybody who get local skill, if you're not blacksmith, you're not goldsmith, you're not what is a pottery man or whatever skill you get for hire people for make them learn through you so that then self go able to get something for do with that skill. The law they online, the National Apprenticeship Law in the 1961, and I can go find out and read them. Then they introduce something else. Because they no say most of them people them not even get the chance for go through this British education system. Then say, "Let we take education to the grassroots." They make sure say from early education
Teddy Kamara,
up to
W8 Business Audio.
the time we where you dey reach junior secondary, you dey learn na your mama language. Hello?
I just
Yes, sir. Can you please call me after 5 minutes? I want to lay the foundation.
right. Okay. Well,
Okay, sir. Then make sure say, then take the education to the grassroots. Then teach the biology, the chemistry, the mathematics, and everything na the mami language of the person. As I speak, most of the Indian technologists, them where they work in the information technology industry, they went through their courses in their own language. And they teach programming in that language. Even though it's an English course, then they teach them in their language. UNESCO, way back in 1950s, they don't say, people learn for encourage the use of mother tongue. Why? Because that pikin were born, the natural environment where they get in first bits and pieces of learning from the time where they now the womb up to the time where they come now this world. Now the mother tongue they use. It's the natural part. So teach that child in the mother tongue, teach them the language where you want to learn as a subject. By the time the pikin don't they reach 12, 13, it go don't get so much concept developed that it's easy for them to understand. But if you take the pikin, shockingly going give 2 assignments for learn a language and for learn concepts them will not a part of a natural environment, then you don't make education very uninteresting. There are a lot of people who would have been scientists who are not today because of what in and called by education symbol shock. Symbol shock, of course, now a term where mostly them they apply to mathematics. Say people are afraid maths because of the symbols. But now it's an educational, psychological challenge that certain people not able to learn certain things because certain conditions in the learning environment, they discourage them. If we adopt a system wherein we go look at we cultural goods and services and tailor our education for make it begin incorporate them into the formal education system. Then, as at now, because we get a young population, we get an informal adult education system. We go fast track training people in certain skills, but use the person in Mami language. Let the thing come from natural environment. Then we will see the result in the next 10 to 20 years. Because by then, we would have had a pool of skilled labor. As a matter of fact, if we effectively want to plan for education, we get to look beyond education. We get to look at the developmental needs of Sierra Leone. We get to look at the resource potentials. And when they talk about resource, I'm not talking about minerals. Because in Sierra Leone, we talk about resources, it's only minerals. Because we are still colonized. We get to decolonize the mind. That's the first thing we have to do to get it right in Sierra Leone. Most of us are still colonized. We know they see outside the trap where they don't put we for control we. And that trap where they put we for control we, now the politicians and they use to their advantage. Then they deceive, then they lie, then they gaslight the people then. They know they look at the real problem. Sierra Leone get resources them way. If we teach people how to convert their resources there, you will see who they begin get things them for export. Keke, they make come for us as by like Omolanke. That Omolanke, where Fulaman been the dragon of freedom. Now so Keke start. From there, they make come, he get bicycle attached to them. From there, then can now, then put engine pan. This is a traditional industry that has gone through stages of development. We Omolanke today now Omolanke. We are not growing because we kind education or they allow we for grow. I just shown us something. Some pictures them. The Indian rickshaw, where today result in this still will take make the most important vehicle in Sierra Leone. The stages of and ensure that go down. You see, this is the original rickshaw. Now person they push person with them. Then come to the stage, then put bicycle panel. See am? Today it is motorized. We are Molanke today now Molanke. We're not able motorizer. We're not even enjoying bicycle panel. We education not dey help we now face that fact. We education then tell for make we be servants to somebody in need. And for the few where they come out of that servant curriculum, we get other levels of skills, they not get the employment in Sierra Leone. Because that's not what the education was tailored for. So they have to run out into the diaspora and work. And we will sit I get good foreign job. Why don't you have a job in your home? Some of us, who's how this one now, so until we go now for go see that wait for die. Because we situation is such that the education don't create so much confusion that some of who they even wish for go for contribute their ideas, they allow change things. If you go there now, you are seen as the enemy. This is how confused we are. Don't put politics aside first, Nasalon. Not to politics now problem. Politics now the product, the kind politics with the Nasalon are the product of the mess. And that mess, education, now a very big contributor to that mess. And look at West Africa. You can only take out a few countries in West Africa where get a type of education where they assist and promote the use of local resources. For most part of West Africa, that colonized copycat education now they get. That's why we not even think about how for make we own. We dey only think about how for go copy what thing they don't make. We can't put on our country. They will begin both. We don't open factory and then we cannot open a factory. Now import substitution we they do. Honestly, import substitution we they do na Sierra Leone. And most times, because you have to import all the raw materials, and also you have to bring in one or two skilled labor, your imported goods may be cheaper than the way they make in the country. Because one of the most expensive factors of production is labor. Like me, when they talk, so I carry Norwegian citizenship. If I have a contract to go work anywhere in the world, you have to pay me the Norwegian minimum wage for that skill. Then you get for give me allowance. You're therefore responsible for me traveling. If I get family, you therefore make sure say provide for them for the car holiday or me the car holiday to them. So the cost of hiring me has become very expensive. This is one reason, as a matter of fact, we make poverty in our country. Because we not on tailor our education for provide the basic skills them we industry need. People are not going to Sierra Leone to invest in industries. They are going there to invest in extractives. Don't get unclear. There is manufacturing, there is extractive industry. Manufacturing industries will find it difficult to operate in Sierra Leone because the cost of production will be very high. We lack the skills, we lack the basic amenities like electricity, etc., etc. If Sierra Leone had the correct type of education where India gets, Sierra Leone would have been the biggest export processing country in West Africa. The fact is, now we are the only country in Africa who get a natural harbor. And that harbor, it begins from Kisi, Usai, I don't know how they call the company now, but now they safe con been there, like Grassfield. That's the point where the deep water starts. Ikante to the back of Prince of Wales School by that police hospital. All that part of Freetown could be built into a port for handle freight and cargo. If we had the skills, if industries had gone to Sierra Leone to produce on an economic basis like they are doing in Asia and China, Sierra Leone would have been the biggest export processing country in the Atlantic region. And that before bring billions of dollars to this country. Billions of dollars. Because we get the advantage. We get the potentials. But the type of education we'll get, in order to favor we for look at things constructively. Number one, the type of education also mess we up that we get a permanent patronage culture now in Sierra Leone. And that permanent patronage culture now don't make politics dangerous. Yes. Where there is patronage, politics becomes dangerous. America was democratic until patronage went in. MAGA, a patronage movement. We therefore do a lot of rethink in Sierra Leone. We therefore look at the type of education we need for develop Sierra Leone. Not all this crap what they do. What we are doing now is crap. Forget about physics, chemistry. This does not belong. Those concepts don't belong to any culture. They are universal concepts. You can learn it in any language. Or you can learn them in any language. But the delivery and the ability for make we equip our educational system for do efficient delivery is what we have to look at. Above all, we get for tailor for make we get efficient cognitive development at the stage where it will happen. The human being, any human being, even me with the talk, everything that made me into what I am today was developed between age 0 and age 15. After that age, your moral and ethical foundation has been built, your cognitive foundation has been built. If you are flexible enough, you can go to a different cultural environment, you adapt and begin modify, but you know the change. That's why when I came to Norway in 2003, we've been get certain discussions, they try to learn the language. Then they say, do more, your son, do more, your son. I told them one day, I said, look, I will learn the language, I will learn the culture, but don't expect me to be a Norwegian. I said, first and foremost, I will not pronounce the words like you. They laugh. I said, me picking them go do them. Because then, I hear them, they can grow up and flexible. I said, but me, the culture of what you sabi, they deep in me medulla. I go able to modify them, but I'm not able to change them. And that's what happens to all of us. Now I make, when we look at issues, all this don't do so, this don't do so. Now we ask, why is it that 64 years, this they do so, then they do so? Where is the root cause? The root cause is our educational system does not allow us to produce a human resource base. We get the skills and talents for one, contribute to national development, two, for even do self-reliant development. We don't have it. That's why in Sierra Leone, somebody go down land book, say age 30, 40, he no get job, but he get for live under his parents or some uncle or some auntie. This education is broken. They are picking by the time 18, 19, he don't get what he they do for himself. If you're not careful, he left the house go rent your own place. Because after age 18, they get the freedom for do that. Because the education system, they provide them with the skills. By the time they begin the done in your secondary, if na technical department today, it's a bit scatter motoka fix them. Me bobo, he fix computers for instance. Then why this is so nine back. He fix computers for instance. So you not depend on nobody. We are picking them who skills should they give them. Who skills we don't really give picking them as Sierra Leone. Then we are talking about building classrooms. It's better we learn under the mango tree with equipment and in an environment where the pikin they understand. I remember I being small, then they get one teacher in one village near Songo, we been they teach English, but if they make a like song, they translate the words them into Timini. Otun Konomatela dog. People were laughing at him, but he was very correct. Because when you point something to the Pekin in a natural language, in a natural environment, he understand better. He know how to use that thing there when he don't learn bottom properly. But when you go begin tell the Pekin about water being 2 molecules of hydrogen, 1 of oxygen, now you know more you go sabi. This water, they all what's clean energy. One of the solutions to a problem now water. Now water. We can use them for generate electricity. Not for pump them like I did na that dam na bumbu na no more. Other ways the way you go do them, where they produce electricity for you. But we education, no, they give me the ability for use we brain them with and they. We get engineers in a salon. What's in and they do? Yes, we get engineers, but not theory. Most of them sabi. Not theory is most of them sabi. Because they were taught these subjects in a language that was even a problem for the teacher teaching it. Then the other side about education we're faulty is that a lip service with the get to education, not they put enough money for education. A lip service. Education na investment for a country. Education na security for a country. What do I mean by security? In as much as trade people let me feel say, where you keep the people them in darkness, not able to control them, those days are gone. The internet, the information technology access, it don't make them this, then they don't go. Maybe now I make up to today, telecommunications, porn as Sierra Leone is a way to control information flow. But the fact is, information is flowing. You cannot stop it. You cannot. So the best bet is give access to as much people for get them skills and talents developed. Would I want to be footballer? They get access for build. Would I want to be farmer? They get access for build up. Would I want to make toy? They get access for develop. Because that way, you dey broaden the economic base. You dey make them easy for people them for create jobs for themselves. Because all this talk about job not day, people hoping for government to create jobs. Governments don't give jobs. Let's stop having it wrong in Sierra Leone. Government can only provide the environment for you to create jobs. They'll provide the environment for private sector for operate properly. They'll provide the environment for make you get the proper skills for make the private sector absorb you. But if government is going to create jobs for job's sake, where is the money coming from? Because if you get a population of 8 million people, maybe now 1 or 2 million they pay tax efficiently. You get 1 or 2 mining company, we don't bribe on the table, they know they pay tax. How do you expect the government to get money? And one fact that we get for make this sweet na Sierra Leone go put on that way. Education are one sector where international donors know they put much money on. The highest amount of money international donors they put on the educational sector now $18 per child. 18. And I'll go find out. I'll prove me wrong. For a country like Sierra Leone, for equip with schools, for provide teaching materials, that mix span teacher salary or teaching materials and equipment. If we properly budget for them, the minimum sum per child should be about $1,000 per annum. How much Sierra Leone they put now is about $250. So we are in deficit of $750. Whatever help they come from overseas, and not even reach up to $200. And we make all in nice flagship. The law not make a flagship, law make a flag aircraft now. They'll find a way for fund education properly. Because as long as we don't put fund in it, it will never be quality education. Let's stop fooling ourselves. Quality of learning has to go with certain materials. Quality of learning has to go with certain access. Like now, you get cyber highway. How many schools are directly connected to the internet in Sierra Leone? Rwanda, after the genocide, after they don't do the peace and reconciliation, the first thing they put to it and for make sure say they get internet service all over the country, that every school get access to internet. Then they make sure say they get learning tablets in every school for each child. That alone, it kickstarts a lot of things in the country where they pay off today. And even themselves, the education, even though then they use a foreign language, but then they allow learning in the local language at certain stage. Kenya, the same. Botswana, South Africa, the same. In Sierra Leone, you're not sabi talk English, you're not educated. I don't know who told us that English is education. Well, then the Norwegian are educated. The Chinese not educated. The Frenchman not educated. There's a lot we get for do, but first and foremost, we get for decolonize the minds. Education in Sierra Leone is still operating on the colonial framework. If we don't decolonize our minds, we are wasting time. And this is a crisis period in Sierra Leone for we. So therefore, look at education to come up under crisis. Over 60% of we population, they below age 35. These are the people who need all the skills for them to develop their talents and able to produce goods and services who go export or who go sell locally. Now we imagine, say, every one of that 60% get something where they make. If na basket, if na bembe, if na gig or waiting, but make them in a way where they were able to sell them. If that person get goods, the way they produce. Oh, now say the man, he learn music in a professional manner. He able to produce records, he they make money, then he they pay tax. On enormous money go na the public finance. But instead of we look at this, we dey all the boku talk, cause and effect, then we dey go take substance from outside, can allow pikin for the use them for destroy themselves. Hey, the pathway Sierra Leone dey so if we not try for change them in the next 15 to 20 years, the foreigners get for take over Sierra Leone. All them foreigners where they can now, where they can do business, then they marry, they then born picking, and then picking then get for take over salary.
Voting Lucitere, WA Business Audio.
And then get for take over Sierra Leone. So we have a lot to do. Yes, Pafode.
Good evening again, Sajalo.
How are you, sir?
Fine. I see I
You
lost
don't
my.
ask me then this what happened.
No, now
I'm not
older
ready
brother.
for take call it, but what I see I'm saying are you.
Oh, okay. No, because I call early because this brother Nike they call so earlier. So me at the sit at the way so they and
Okay.
you know when I talk now make I call to earlier.
Okay.
Sorry about that.
Okay, welcome. How
Well, I
let's
just
start
thought
it do.
how there.
And you know me don't care the name go left and a free turn. I call the let's stop it. Today they not change the name. The same British they go na India, they meet the people and tongue name Mumbai, then go call them Bombay.
We don't come on, they don't change your back.
That's the way we colonize people.
Yes. Now they them past week, when they come out there, then change the name back. They say this na Mumbai. But we see them say upgone no. No one knows how the name come out. You know,
And then they Ceylon, as they come on the people, which of na Kaila, they call them Pendembu.
then go all side. Even like find week out of me, I be wonder how they meet like na Portugal. The Portuguese they say Lisboa. You say Lisbon. Who say pull Lisbon now?
Now that's Sabi.
So that's really not pointing out. So every part they go name them another way. But the people they could have na Belgium, they say Antwerpen. You say Antwerp.
Mhm.
Eh? You like they say Leuven. You say Louvain. You
We
dey see
in
you
this place, how I they call this chef? Netherlands.
yeah. This
Portuguese, they
and
took a name from that.
all Holland. So everywhere the people are good and name. But the good thing is that the one that we get culture and language, let me say language particularly, they don't take a more, they still maintain their names. But the name which they call them, they say, yeah, na Hamilton. Na Hamilton, no. What makes it Hamilton? Anyway, now I come to the first thing where he talk, I want to pick on, he talked about this education. Where you talk about that man wake out in method, he say dog.
Masimbra, Koya, Hudson Konomatela dog, Onyati Konomatela cat, and be laughing, man.
There's a laugh because there is just this one a local man this.
But the man
It
is
is
correct.
because, because they don't know see
School be they teach.
language. Language. Where see somebody miss the language way na im mother tongue, he miss the education panande. That was the struggle forever. Mr. Jallo, may you know say even the English we go we go learn in English. So we should have done better if na we own language would learn. Should
Yes,
have done far
because
better
you understand the concept better.
and quick faster.
You see, the other thing for the way you can wait, you know economists, not so.
Yes, sir.
Do you tell me when we finance ministers and people involved in finance can they talk? You think so? People and they understand anything than they talk?
No,
Who can
no.
they make the budget for? Not for the people there.
Yes, even not talk about them people and even the journalists they wish don't before you. They don't understand what you talk about.
Who
They
do
just
they
they
make
think
budget for? Not for the people them.
yes, that's for the people them.
If they
When you
only
talk about
make
it,
the budget for no understand that you expect them for even work with you.
oh, I ask you question.
You know, for the we country, it get problem. Oh.
Yes, largely because of we get a weak press, a press way no specialized, a press way how then the come out can be press people that you don't understand. No, not it, then you get it right.
Now the
Even wake out there.
patronage system, now in the cause all that. There is too much patronage because the educational system is tailored for produce masters and servants. That's the fact
Because
about the educational system.
also Mr. Diallo, the propaganda na not to boku na our country. If
Patronage for the
if you if you can't do by education, you put propaganda there. That person guy call figure, that only call figure. The other guy, Mambuna say self, they don't put 3 million picking in a school. How much the country people?
they don't put 3 million picking them for go keep comping.
No,
So
Mr.
that
Diallo, this is all wrong. You don't put 3 million people in a school because we don't get 3 million school going children. We don't get them.
let me show
That's
you.
not
I have it here. The expenditure on education. Up to 2018, we were spending 18.6%. Now it don't fall to 13%. The recent GDP figures in 2022, spending on education is 8.54% of GDP. But then it don't decline to 6.79% in 2023. So in the LIPA, this gaslight business, it do so na salon. Speaking face the realities of the situation.
No, Mr. Jallo, first of all, I always blame the opposition in this. I don't blame government. I
Do
blame
you have
the
an
press.
opposition?
Supposedly.
Well, go ahead, sir.
Because the government, they say something where they switch, they support them. Or they go tell the world, say, will they do better than the one who come out in office? So it's up to you. Like when they give them figure, they ask you, Mr. Jallo, you come on a government not long ago. You don't get any idea about education, education funding. Then they talk like say they will meet people they nobody go school at all. Now people them start for go school. And you see don't they? You never correct that statement. You don't know about more bad thing. Look what they go and do. I just heard it today. They say they don't make screening process for presidential candidates. We don't pay money, they for go screen you. Then the nonsense thing they
Screening.
so it's like a minimum. Please, I don't know. Number one, I listen to our sister program today. Now I read it.
Oh, that they go screen you, PPRC.
No, so you don't know.
I don't know.
The APC people, them don't come make the next election, the flag bearer, they go for screen them and they go for mark them, they go for give them percentage. So if you pass the 50% and above on all the categories they them put educational background.
But what has educational background got to do with politics? What is educational background got to do with politics? Especially an education that cannot produce skilled labor.
They know the educational standard of the Microsoft man and the Amazon man. They know.
Mark Zuckerberg, he go Bakali. He not done the course because the way that they any company and then start this internal chat system, and see the profit paradise, go make money.
Yes. So, but if you look, say the person in capacity, in ability for transform something, now if they make them call them a transformational leader, which I don't need. You dey go and mark paper say, oh, nothing like standard of education. If we don't do na governance for more than 5 years, the rubbish thing, and then they put. Mr. Jallo, me why I read this?
Bavode. You know why leadership they fail in Sierra Leone?
No.
Because we want for be Uda we no be. Sierra Leoneans have a cultural DNA where they move away from all the time. With culture, it gets a lot of impact on leadership. How many of the leaders who don't get in Sierra Leone will understand that? If you ask me, I would say maybe one or two.
Yeah, you call them, then they give ask Uda.
I will tell you, Shaka Stevens understood our culture. Shaka Stevens, for whatever he was or whatever he did, give him that as a trade unionist and somebody who don't live up country, don't walk around the country. He understand the culture of Sierra Leone so much that he will know how to handle people there. That man will come on at the north, he know what he likes and dislikes. The how come on at the south, he know what he likes and dislikes. These tears will not get nothing for do with university degree. If you cannot understand who you are and you want to be somebody else imported from Sheffield, well, then you are not fit for purpose. So what's in they talk about education and background? But anyway, law not always temper that's now APC their own problem.
Yes.
Because me,
You know,
as far as me concerned, they are not ready to win elections. They are
and
not. Let them stop for fool themselves. Let we discuss what they discuss.
so if somebody they put propaganda for education, you commodity just 5 years or 7 years ago, you see don't set him out. People had just continue figure the no more, figure the no more. Almost just they call it figure the no more. Una no even count. Even when they talk about food survey, now only NGC now they get interest. Now when they are that guy who become MGC go APC, where he pull the thing and begin to share. What are you doing now?
Go the actor.
Yeah.
Let me tell you one thing, Pafode. One of the crises where APC get is that they get members of parliament when are novice to politics. Most of them are there for the ego and the money. You understand?
Mhm.
For being a member of parliament is different from being appointed as a minister. A member of parliament for be grounded in the laws and the culture of the country. If for be grounded in the policies of the country. Madabio, they take advantage of that because you know, say, most of the people in parliament on both sides, APC and SLPP, now novice, they don't know nothing. And they not bother give them any training for make them be proper members of parliament. The job of a parliamentarian is not an easy job. Just like the job of a councillor, not an easy job. You got to be grounded in a lot of things for make you able to do that job. Minister, that ministry where they appoint you, what you need for know how the ministry they operate, you work with the technocrats, them. You understand?
Mhm.
But that parliamentarian, I get a bigger job for them. We have a lot of structural crisis in Sierra Leone. But people are not they see them things here, they only see the events. I don't make up my mind, say, I would not look at the events and persons. I look at the cause of the events here, the issues
But
with it behind it.
then the event then they be in the event them. What did they
We
happen? They
can
don't give
cry
people a
and
more.
complain until thy kingdom come. The same thing go they repeat itself. That man na thief is sabi na thief no more go deeper. That man na feti sabi na feti go deeper. You get to find the cause why the person the thief, why the fet. Maybe na psychological cause. You understand?
Mhm.
Until you attack that root cause, the problem will continue.
You know, ministry Kimona me where you dey let somebody just the call Alpha Khan. You should the call number no more. Like say now the call number they say the setting item. The call number.
But do you take such a man serious?
But you did man, he did the man is in a spokesman, he didn't know it and serious. Why talk something
Spokesman
that's not
for
true?
waiting.
Government president as spokesman.
Funny, not funny. Okay, yes, for the masses, yes, they may be taking him serious, but even the masses don't they get wise. You see, one
Oh,
thing
that's
we
it.
have to take note of in Sierra Leone, the politicians, they don't so much lie and gaslight the people them that now when they talk, the people they not they believe them. The only thing the people don't talk. And the danger about what's in the gun is they don't develop a culture. And the people and say, all right, they were out see them, so law left them. So we will catch them for election and they can't go eat the money. Which is wrong. That's where the people are wrong. You understand? But the
Yes.
people don't take politicians seriously. Well, I believe this. Alpha can nobody know they take am serious na salute.
No, because waiting the one who would take us serious because they don't believe so much in party. They don't care if not this man what he talk so it affects me in the bad way. You don't care. If he talk say, oh, I'm a party man. This man is doing a
But
good
if
job.
Alpha can a member of SLPP,
Yes, you don't join the party.
well, he fine.
You don't join it. The man don't join. The man forget for day. Yeah, now, you know the good enough not join party. Oh. All my week I tell you don't join. All you appointee them.
Go join Poro.
You know.
Join Poro.
Now, if you see the Lord they always them put. And the Macaulay when you talk about Poro, then they all again for disqualified.
Well, these are the traditional things that we have to focus on. These are the things that make up in not say with tradition get a lot of impact on the politics. Not only poor, in the north, then get other societies, then they if you want get the people less support you for joining. If you not be full member self, but if you get somebody on a member when a strong person. You understand?
Yeah.
These are all the factors. But that notwithstanding, we can get all them conditions then they if we education be they allow we forgive a greater percentage of the population the skills we they need. I swear to God, politics not be important. You know, through the experience in Sierra Leone, now a humanitarian inflation. Too many people chasing too few jobs.
And you know, Mr. Jallo, this a way to solve them if we get I mean the will for them. Not to say we don't even now we talk about 1996 was for votes, that's not 30 years.
Mhm.
If we don't at least we don't move forward economically by now than how we did 30 years ago. But unfortunately, no, we don't go before.
Locked. Because 1986 Rwanda was just coming from the genocide. The genocide in 1994 happened. April 1994. Look at them today.
No, because they get a deliberate leader, because even way I can talk people don't understand.
Mhm.
Democracy, this democracy where we get so, no go get to one go in a faster period. You get for go slow, very snail pace. Spain was in the 1980s or 1970s.
See them again honor the Basque region.
Yes. No, I mean the dictator is a wouldn't get.
Mhm.
All of them. Me, I don't talk here, I dey talk again. One boy they tell me about the story. Nah, which them prepare and tell them how the Englishman they be the line up for milk. you see, you see how they be line up for milk. How much them how much them this is how much them because first of all they still discipline them. Now make them go line them up, now go take milk. When I get for milk, like when I see something like so, then they will not get them. Then discipline, they see then they go line up for milk. Then people and I them really game old man for go give make a very brave face, a very nice gentleman, then give you. When you make they know they give you. If you misbehave or then tell you say go pick dot in the street, and they give you. So we now we just want can take a system where the other people they don't go 100 years or 50 years or 75 years, they don't go through that transformation. We will just can't fit inside it.
We like quick fix.
We cannot because we just go through. Like say we picking and born am, they say you get for learn how for sit down first, you learn how for crawl, for waka, or tima for waka and run. We cannot just talk say we just grab and run. We are doing the wrong steps because even the economy we talk about for make people their lives. Okay, let me try to have they grow up. All my cousins in our village, they get a farm them. We they harvest them, product to them, then come sell them again, they go back in a village. Then life them change for that moment. So if not government way serious, then people know how for make them sustainable for that farming. We be see they no just can't sell the rest, all the rest where they don't produce can't sell them. Then go there again in August, July, August, they not get food for it. How for improve those people? But nobody cares about that. You see the one way they campaign for police, what did they say? Now me able APC, not talk say I can't solve people and problem. Oh, able talk see is APC the problem or poverty not the problem?
Well, they are with me to ask some.
Because they know they you know they campaign say I they can't finish APC. You say I they can't finish poverty. Me I they can't make people able to get food for it. People can get job them. But when you one campaign now, when you one can say let them give me job, they say me. Now me like Dinamusa for the APC. What has APC got to do?
Like now, you go for SLPP.
What again? What I mean?
You party parang.
Oh,
Cloud states.
so imagine that. So when they will tell you me, I be a go for APC. So if be a go for the APC, but are you go for let people and get food for eat for eat? You know, be that kind of go. That should be the area going for B. But they don't care because nobody's holding anyone accountable. You can just sit down, you do what you want to do. They not look what they talk about education, say they know finance and now 21, 22%. Where then the subsidy for this year, they say one they not pay it.
Last year. So this year,
No,
last year.
no last year I own, I didn't still pay. This year own, they not pay it, nothing.
They not pay last year. It's not this year. Then go pay.
So imagine anything in the all. Then you talk say 21%. Who's budget we talk about? Because
That was a calculated lie.
Mr. Jalo, if you tell me say 24%, even the
Now
local calculation,
13%. In fact, right now, the share of GDP where then they spend on education now 6.79%. Lots of
that one
issue
day,
now World Bank.
yeah, that one now, you know, the GDP different from the budget. So me not to that is what I try to talk about.
Not mean the budget me not care about them because budget the money no dey. Then just they go talk.
Yeah. So now exactly now that I want to talk. You say you spend 21% of the budget or 22%. If you don't spend so till September don't reach, you not give money for local councils, you not give money for education. Come on, what's budget we talk about?
I don't
I don't understand. I don't know if you understand me, Mr.
I
Jallo.
understand
They
what
say
they say. Emeka
they
say I
say
don't know.
they say that they pay you 2,000 euro, for instance, for let you run your house. But it don't come now. So the 20th of or the 21st of the month, you know buy milk kits. You know buy milk kits, you know buy rest. They ask you, Mr. Jallo, who say I just spend the money? He say 10% now for milk. I can spend them.
But
They say,
me
but
no dey.
yeah, they say, but like the 20th this sooner, 21st this sooner, you don't reach sooner. You know buy milk kits. Whose milk will they talk about 20-something%? So that means if we get opposition or get oppressed, we get a civil society, they will go beyond for talk say, oh, wait a minute, Mister, that budget we want to talk about, who say the percentage and come over and not spend money TTD? Because that's just a flash in the pan.
But I don't tell you, most of the people in parliament don't understand a thing about how for the parliament or what in and they for.
Mr. Jallo, because now
I
party
make
no
them
money for
go sit
support.
down there, they sing cocoros. What
Now
do
because
that
now
they elect them for?
no, now because they be now because now party no money for support, you can parliament.
Well, now they
Now
elect for now.
the
Yeah.
qualification, look, all what in the time for do say, oh, would they come now APC, for instance, now, if we get 5 years, what's 5 years? Why for be in political party for 5 years before ever I contest for position?
If I get 5 years voting,
If
membership.
we need membership, pay up membership before you contest for position. Why? Because I just a cabal of people, not for enjoy the thing. Not all man they can inside it. Imagine say I come on here today, God give me the ideas, give me the finance for go see I want to join politics. You tell me say I go for 5 years for go register. Now look at the condition they don't go out.
That's not one side. That's not one side. The other side of the equation is, what if the person get the money, he pay for 10 years? You go say he not be done daily.
Don't let me get out all the rubbish condition and back talk say if you don't be in governance for about 5 years.
Which governance?
And the national governance you talk say.
But is the APC in governance now?
No, because they want to pull all the people who don't come newly. They want to pull all the one that so that them all just left like Kalfala Mara, Ben Mahmoud, Richard Conte. None of them going for qualify.
Fine. You
None
know
of
to make us a fine.
them.
Where election can and go get the vote.
Stupid people.
Madam, you they win the next election.
Stupid people. They say from the frying pan to the fire.
PC, I don't know. I don't really know. I think they have been compromised somehow. They have been compromised. Something they were mere, they see.
No,
Their
me,
behavior, then they're not normal.
no, I dey tell you back, say, me, I always not believe in that, conspiracy. I only believe waiting I dey see and waiting they tell me. Why I dey talk
For
so?
make you see something, they take you down into the abyss. You they go with them. That means there is a reason for that.
No, now because a few people, one who look at when they talk to that guy, Sam Sumana. If I mean that man, I don't hear one again.
Now for some
Like,
human or something, and they make them conditions here.
no, then in the don't make that the constitution we been they been make for 2022 in against them.
Yeah, but
Now,
that 5-year business, you get for affect them because if you don't left the party, come back.
no, let me talk say that law they wouldn't make for that constitution we they make now for them. Then they don't hook them already. But it is that the way they talk to the man about the man, like say, Mr. Jallo, a contest in the democratic contest, open them up, all man can participate. Without loss, he lost, without win, he win. But if you can't make no more say, now few people they no more for day, now political pain, that's what I say I'm all. Yeah, sir.
I want to tell you something today. You may
Okay.
not believe it, you may think it's conspiracy. The apocalypse in Sierra Leone has started and nobody can stop it. APC, SLPP, then get for reach side and they dismantle themselves. Now the process don't start. So
I go believe that. I go believe that.
when it get for
Believe.
happen, I don't know. But I want to let you
No,
know, say, from now to the next 5 years,
I go,
something
I
will
go,
trigger something where most of these guys, they will not be what
I
you
go
see
believe
them
that.
for today.
We know the look na UK, we then get water, then get light, then get roads, them. Now, the God and say the politics of promises and not doing anything different. You don't too much. What did then do? They make form a new party, they call it reform. Reform
Say one of the labor within themselves don't resign.
today, yes. Don't tell that woman for don't come up, but the case don't clear now. But they be make much.
Mhm.
So reform the reform about maybe 5, 6 years ago after the Brexit, that party right now get momentum.
But
All
this is
man
what
notice
is
it.
happening all over the world. But people they not
Yes.
see that.
Oh, but only alone, now you go see somebody we no better. We don't need a power for 6 years or 7 years, you know, see we fix your water problem, you go dance for them back. Now only alone. Ambition, no the growth prospect, no the you know, now reform, then the system because then they ride high in the polls, then they want call now, election now, then election beat it because they want kind of power. But I tell you, the kind of power just no, they no go tell it. Yeah, They don't go tell it. Because as it comes so, you deny, he talk say, oh, that video they come now, will they stop? He said 2 weeks, will they stop the boat from coming? So the boat can cancel 3 weeks, or 1 month, 6 weeks. Come on, you don't know. They're not silly. Where the labor be they promise to they, oh, they do this, they do this, they do this. Now we kind of on a different. Now they say don't tumble. So but we will get a country where we say, you don't need for campaign, you just need for going to say, me, I believe in this party now, so they are so. Now, I need try for do so say, oh, we make laws them. Constitution day, una don't make an strict for other people. You know enough for una. Una will make other laws them back. There's this screening process. Which I don't mean that not the word. The only person with this clean person now, the people them. That's not the electorate. Or in the when I say na delegate and the vote, na the delegate they will screen them now.
Well, now we left them
Una for
to see the end.
but they can quick.
Yeah,
La
I learned
la
that
this
this
place.
man online before they go because my force me don't call.
Ah,
I've
okay,
been just say
so
like wait la make certain points. I will call them back now.
okay, man,
Okay,
later then.
sir. Thanks for calling. So fumble them. We have a lot of work to do, but we can forget the will, Mr. By Sam. The will, if the will is there, then we can come with a new cultural curriculum. It's not a rocket science something to do. The will now we forget. If the will not there, then another book. Sierra Leone, the change get to come up from we the people then. If we left her no more to the one that went inside the politics now, they're not ready for change. Oh. They are so entrenched in power that they're not ready for change. Now then they buy themselves inside the circles. And they buy themselves inside the circles. So it's up to us, the people. If we are ready for the change, it will happen. If we are not ready, it will not happen. One, we get to look at the cultural side of education. We get things them where we need for use necessarily for produce goods and services. We have Fair Day, Bamboo Day, this day, that day, Ghana. And they make profit from them things then they. And they say, I see somebody in a freetom, they build house. Instead of iron rods, they use bamboo, treated bamboo. Yes, it's correct. Bamboo is as strong as any metal. Indian, a bamboo that they use for build scaffold or build skyscrapers. I have somebody in Norway that I know where they take bamboo, they make electric poles. He's doing good business in East Africa, Kenya, Uganda, Tanzania. During the last regime, we tried for make it go Sierra Leone to no avail because we're not a member of the cabal. This is our problem. Patronage system. If you are not a member of the patronage system, you can go to hell. Even if you take out something where good for the country, they don't care. Education, the only term where I would say that I have to be very fair. Between 1970 and 1980, there was some semblance of good education in Sierra Leone because the schools were properly equipped. Teachers were encouraged to stay in the classroom. Teaching and learning materials been there. But after 1980, now all things just go berserk. They tell me some of we go university in Sierra Leone. We had a bed to sleep. we will not be in the mix. More than 2 in a room. We had 3 meals a day to eat. Our books were paid for. Then they give a pocket allowance. With duty now for study and pass through exams. But they look at what is happening in Sierra Leone. We've gone far, 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 far beyond. And most of the people them, whether in politics today, whether of me age group, they enjoyed these benefits in the 70s and 80s. Have they forgotten? Jala University will be the foreign lecturers them. They can then they do 1 semester, 2 semester on sabbaticals. Same with Probe College. We been get exchange programs. American students and they come from the college and Jala, Kalmazu and the other programs. Then. Where did we lose it? And why did we lose it? If we are talking about education, we have to look at how we will fund education. The government, as it is, cannot fund education. As a people, what do we do to fund education? This is a deliberate question I'm asking. As a people, what do we do to fund education? Because when I start this program, I made it clear that education up to 1906 was privatized. I make you get Methodist school, you get Anglican school, you get Islamic school, etc., etc., Catholic school, because these schools were run by the missions. If that was what worked for us in the past, can we look at privatizing education, not in terms of individuals owning schools, but communities owning schools? Tell government, okay, we're unable to provide the materials for make the teacher their work. This chiefdom, we want for run we own education. Una give you the policy, law run am. That chiefdom, let them run the education. Una give them the policy. Now go and make we don't build universities are you building? No, we need universities in fact. We need more of polytechnics than universities. Build place there where people and they go learn skills. If Potloko district, because then guy on and bauxite, then see and say, then for put weight for build and picking them, let them get the skills for the iron and bauxite so that then go convert them into aluminium and iron ingots for export. So be it. Chonkolili, if then see say, then get them then get iron ore, then get gold, then get other minerals, then they want build and picking them for make the export then goods, then they so be it. Left this till they do with education. Because at the end of the day, when you get a whole nation destroyed because of bad education, they only reflect on the nation, they reflect on you, way consumption. Every day they're not playing the fly. That cowardice. If Salon, everybody been get job for do. Nobody want no one know about you. No way. Nobody no one know about the prime minister. Nobody no one know about the king. Because everybody has something to do. They pay their taxes. When they vote the 8th, 3 days from now, the Labour Party still the lead. Why? Because they say, and they tell the people, they say, for now make come on a power, that welfare system will collapse. So, then how do they support the welfare system? Now the taxes for the people and they pay, not to the oil fund. Now 4% of the interest on the profits from the oil funds, now then they use annually. 4% of the interest on the profit. The rest of the money to run the country comes from taxes. The people are willing to pay taxes because every 3 years, all the roads in the country, they resurface. Electricity day, water day, the schools they're equipped, the least primary school, then get projector and screen at each class, then get computers. The government, they spend 18,500 per child on education. We are spending less than $300. Almost done the able buy. Almost computers in our schools them. Almost schools get microscope. Almost schools get art and craft department. Almost schools get music department. Almost schools get football. We have to try in a salon. If we not try, go try we. And how they go and give conditions, let them try. You see me go tell the whole political class, be them SLP, PAPC or whatever. In this existence, everything is energy. Energy oscillates on frequencies. And because energies oscillate on frequencies, there is a time and a purpose for everything. Nothing lasts forever. That wave where they go. They come back and they one place, they shake, they go. Other one they come. And I try nonsense. And I left this woman more okay business. Don't try make salon. People them on a thank you. Kadi, welcome. Kadi Yani, Kadija, welcome. Abu Mansari, welcome. Good evening. Bye, Sam. I don't know if you may have time to call me, we'll discuss over the phone. It is possible to have a new model of cultural curriculum. Maybe if we begin prepare some of them things here, we put them out, that will make a politician then shame them, begin do things correct. So do you the big contact me over the phone. If you don't have my phone number, this is it. Contact me, let we talk on this thing. Because we don't think around our line, but Sierra Leone is such a complex society. If you want to look at a cultural curriculum, you get to look at the various regions and sectors, what in are their strengths and weaknesses. Now, based on that, you're able to begin look at how you prepare a sustainable national curriculum, but it's possible. And like I said, if the government cannot run education, it's high time the citizens begin to make certain demands. If we need for make them privatize education, we get an education endowment fund established. We'll go to put money into. We make sure say no politician here no good. If we put here and they will cut them. That money we can find a way for fund investment rate sustainable. The investment the profits rate they create, we can plow one back into education. We can plow one back. Yes, it's possible. There are several ways we can look at it. Several ways, but it's up to us, the people, to sit down and plan it. May I introduce the idea, Mr. Lusain Bendu, welcome, sir. Nana, they see you comment. It's up to us, the people. If we're not ready, we can sit down, we plan a meeting, we look at how we go do them, let we see the different dimensions of what is involved, then let's do it. Otherwise, We are destroying a whole nation for the comfort of a few people. We not need forget all them PhD then at Sierra Leone. Would I get the aptitude for be carpenter? We train her for be professional carpenter. They begin make furniture where they dismantle like how IKEA they do. We pack them. You pack 2,000 chairs inside one container, you will export them. It's profitable. It's profitable. Others be grow lemongrass. Now we teach them how for grow 'em so that we go begin make tea, we bag them, we export them. Because yeah, the tea they all they buy them say na lemongrass. Today, that beetroot now make na this flax. Now drink the whole day. Those things we can't go and say earlier. They are exportable goods. They are got from pepper. Now valuable property than they in Europe. And they make capsules out of them. There is a lot we can do. But we get for tailor our education for meet how for develop the resources here. So the ball is in your court, ladies and gentlemen. The ball is in your court, and I think you have my number. If we are ready, we can have a meeting. We discuss. Why this thing not dey moving now? Why? What thing that happen? Oh, let me. Sorry. Okay. Yeah, I got it. So let us begin to think around the angles here. Let us see, as a people, what we go come with, whose recommendations we go make, how we mobilize, waiting for mobilize. Let us see if we can get a kind of lobbyist pressure group for do some of them things here. It's in our court to do. I think I've done my part for today. And I go wish everybody a happy and fruitful weekend. We go meet on Monday and do ya. On our way come today, on our help for share this video. On our like the video. If you're not subscribed to the channel, do so. Because here we discuss these issues. Not to politics more now we concern. Politics we can talk from now till thy kingdom come. Now the same old nonsense go they go on. If we have any way to influence things, let us begin to look at how we can influence things, let things change. One step at a time, little drops of water, things will happen, and we go see the end of the road. And I thank you for come. And I think I go say, Malo, on a good night. Mandira no. Miaika sudo.
We pledge love and loyalty to be country salute. My how we there, my how we born. We sweet salute. We not for make this country fall. Mama salute.
Sierra Leone's path toward bridging social gaps and fostering trust presents a valuable lesson for West Africa in addressing the polarizing effects of identity in politics and economics. By embracing new beliefs and perceptions that prioritize collective emancipation, the nation can tackle the systemic exclusivity that often divides rural and grassroots communities from national decision-making processes. Bridging the polarization of identities, whether political, ethnic, or economic, is essential for fostering unity. Historical divisions rooted in identity, politics, and unequal economic structures have created a climate of mistrust which perpetuates societal fragmentation. By promoting dialogue, and equitable representation across all identities, Sierra Leone can cultivate a shared sense of national purpose. This requires reimagining political system to be more inclusive, ensuring that marginalized voices, especially from rural areas, have meaningful participation in governance and policy making. Economically, reducing identity-driven disparities is crucial. Efforts must focus on expanding access to resources such as education, healthcare, and economic opportunities for underserved communities. Policies that decentralize economic power and prioritize rural development can help bridge the wealth gap and create a more inclusive class system, fostering trust and solidarity between different socio-economic groups. At the grassroots level, empowering communities to actively participate in shaping their futures strengthens collective engagement. This approach not only addresses immediate inequities, but also fosters long-term societal cohesion by reducing identity-based polarization. The cultivation of new inclusive beliefs and practices can transform Sierra Leone into a model of unity and shared progress. By prioritizing inclusivity and addressing the polarizing forces of identity in politics and economics, Sierra Leone offers a blueprint for West Africa to embrace shared prosperity and empower citizens at every level of society.
I say no place like home. I like it, I can talk them, I like it, I can fight them.